Hello, I'm Stephen Englander. Thank you for joining me tonight on our little business show. I'm going to get straight to the point, and it's to do with Rashford. Marcus Rashford shows you what I know about football, but there's some sort of slagging him off going around. I mean, this is a 23-year-old man who's done so much good for society, and he's in his own little way, and he's been slagged off. I've got an article here that came in. Marcus Rashford paid himself £4,978 from MUCS Enterprises Limited in 2018, but gave himself an unsecured interest-free advance of £395,808 as a director's loan, rather than taking a taxable salary or dividend. So that what people are saying is that he's actually tried to get away with paying tax. As an accountant, I didn't understand that, because in general, if you, as a director, borrow money from your company, you're going to be paying 32.5% tax just on that loan, which you'll get back when you pay the loan back, but you're still paying tax on it. So it's sort of like going back from years ago when a loan could stay in the company for years and years and years. But now, unless there's something going on that I don't know about, which I don't think that's the case, he's taken nearly £400,000 out of the business, of which he would have paid nearly a third of tax on. It just seems stupid. He might as well take it in dividends and other ways and salary. But you know, so that thing is journalists and people reading the accounts and don't know how to read accounts. Did you want me?
Well, that's what we did. You were showing me today, weren't you?
Well, I was showing you.
You went into the thing year by year.
Well, because you didn't. You know, it's not you didn't get it, but you it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
That the whole concept of taking loans instead of taking tax, instead of taking taxable income, it just didn't make sense, because taking a loan out of the company becomes a taxable income. Not only that, but you're taxed on the benefit in kind. So you'll be taxed on an interest-free loan. So what HMRC will do is they'll take the amount of the interest rate and tax you on the benefit of not paying interest. So if you would normally pay £10,000 interest, and they wouldn't, the company didn't charge you any interest, then you'll pay tax on the £10,000. That's on top of the 32.5% corporation tax on taking the loan out. So the whole concept didn't sit right. And besides that, the accounts were done by one of the major accountancy firms, so I can't see them encouraging that type of behaviour. But when me and Graham, and I said, this is what happened, I said, fucking hell, Graham, look at this, you're talking shit. Do you remember that?
You did. Well,
and I showed him on the accounts themselves, it actually says, because legally, if you take the loan out and pay the loan back before the tax is due to be paid, then it doesn't count anyway. And in this case, what had happened, Graham? What did I show you on the balance sheet?
You showed me to the penny.
So there it was.
That he paid it back, and
he paid it back.
It really wasn't hard.
He paid it in the required time, so he probably bought it. Don't know why. Sorry, he probably borrowed the money for some reason, but he paid it back.
And not only that, I've just popped it back up on the screen so they can see.
Yeah.
It says there 2018. That's what's going on social media.
Yeah.
It was 2017 that exact amount came from. So they couldn't even be bothered lying properly, could they? They've just seen the number at some point and gone, oh my God.
Not really known very much about football, and only known Marcus Rashford see through on television about helping school meals. 23-year-old boy, 24-year-old boy. Good on you, Marcus. You've done nothing wrong. So all you trolls out there, go with it. But if anyone out there, as you know, that run their own business, because it goes on all the time, it can be, there are advantages in having a director's loan account. So if you do have a director's loan account and you want to talk about your director's loan account, then let me know and we'll see if it's set up properly. Yeah. Sorry, you want something else?
I've just noticed something.
Yeah.
So that I didn't actually design the thing behind you, between the spreadsheets. But if you do look at it, there's actually Morse code behind you that's just going, ooh. You see the 3 dashes? Look behind you now, you can see it.
Do you want me to turn around?
Yeah, go on. You'll see what I mean. You see see, dash, dash, dash,
yeah,
dash, dash, and that's...
I thought that was you pebble dashing something again.
Ooh. Stop judging me, Aidan.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
honestly, you do talk crap.
It excited me, the secret messages that we've got going on in the...
do you know, it's funny you should say that, because our little internal group on WhatsApp is the Illuminati, isn't it? So we talk to each other about this WhatsApp group where we're all members and we call the Illuminati group. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I thought that was the thing we don't tell. You're not supposed to tell people about that.
We've said, Mark, I see I've got a pen so I can point.
You suck at secret society, Stephen England.
This
Not
is
so
why.
secrets.
This is why I wouldn't kill that fella for you, because I know you'd gossip about it.
Which one?
One of the many times you've asked me.
I've got a whole list.
Yeah.
Believe you me, it's a telephone book.
And I say every time, not because I don't need the money, but because you just couldn't keep your.
Do you know who's on my list now?
What?
People. I mean, you know McDonald's?
Yes.
I think they're a shithead organisation. I think they peddle poison. I quite happen to like the poison. Yeah, I know. But what happened was, a few weeks ago, I went to McDonald's because, you know, it's poison, but I quite like it. But I'm not supposed to eat it. So I thought, well, this one day, I went in, I had a cup of coffee. That is all I had. Melanie, that is all I had. I only had coffee, 2 sweeteners and milk. And, yeah, right, yeah. So, just in case you didn't know, hey, what's his name? Graham is making out that I'm an abused man because I'm getting into trouble if I have McDonald's. But the point is, I went into McDonald's and I had a cup of coffee and I was making some phone calls. Do you have to? So I was making some phone calls, returning some calls, checking my emails, doing all sorts, and I ended up being in McDonald's with my cup of coffee. And I used the toilet, and I was there for 1 hour and 40 minutes, and I got a parking ticket from them. I mean, the car park was like 3 cars in it, and they sent me a parking ticket for £50. Yeah, that's a great way to keep company, isn't it? It really pissed me off at £50. And not only that, but they sent a photograph of my car in McDonald's car park, which led to me being accused of eating all sorts of shit. So McDonald's, I am going to boycott you to the point where I've at least saved £50 by not spending on your coffee. And not only that, it's probably going to be more than £50 because you're probably tripling up. So I reckon I'll get to £75 and then I might go and have some coffee. But I won't go into that branch near the fort in Cheetham because I think it's disgusting. Do you think it's part of a bigger strategy? They're not earning enough on selling us the crap they sell us. They've got to now con us with the.
I love that. I love how indignant and how angry you are when you've got this huge room just around the corner you could have gone to at any moment.
I know I can sit here for free. And they make me coffee, and it's not as good, but there you go. But it's nice to get out sometimes, and
I bet there's a sign as well. I bet there's a sign saying
there probably, but I never saw it. It's probably tiny somewhere. But anyway, I have had. What are you laughing at? You look in the mirror, you can't always see everything. So I'm sort of like talking to some people at the moment, and it was quite interesting because we're talking about grown up big business, and it's something that made me realise all of a sudden that I'm effectively a trader, because what a trader does is they sell their jam on the market for £1 and they make 50p, so they're always making a profit. Because I was talking to this guy that's running a PLC company and they're turning over millions of pounds, and they managed to lose £3 million 2 years running. And I thought, how the hell do you lose £3 million, especially on that sort of turnover? And they got 500,000 back in tax credits, which I thought was pretty good. But it just seems it's so I actually complimented him on doing so well, and then raising another £3 million from additional share issues. And I thought, it's a good coup, this. Let's float a company and make lots of money, but not actually make any money. But then I began to realise, because I thought I wouldn't be in a business that's not making a profit. And their attitude is, well, we're not looking to make a profit. We're looking to develop the business. We're looking that in a few years down the line, this business is worth hundreds of millions. And I thought, you know what, they're right, because a lot of us out there, we don't look at our brand, we don't look at our business potential. We look at selling the next bottle of jam, or the next doing the next job, doing the next plumbing job, or doing the next serving the next cup of coffee and making sure we're making profit, which is great for a business. But it's just it's a different mentality, and it's quite interesting. You were quite interested in that, weren't you, Graham, when I told you? You didn't understand what I said, so I'll move on to the next thing. You know another thing.
Wait.
What?
Wait. Just take a frigging breath, right? There's been a load of comments, and if you jump straight into the next segment, I don't get a chance to read anything out.
Oh, well.
And then the longer I leave
Graham, get on with it. We've got things to say.
Okay.
Fucking
right,
hell.
well, we're doing that one then. Alan
Alan.
has
Hi, Alan.
said that
How are you? Thanks for joining us.
He says, Stephen England
Yes.
to appear on the new PC version of Super Mario. So
I want it.
yeah.
Is there anyone said anything else that makes any sense? Or
Total Utter Nutter has told you
Yeah.
that sweeteners are worse than sugar.
no, they are. Yeah, but they carry less calories, and that's what counts at the moment. Makes me feel better.
Happy Dog has said that Stephen's stories are like a toddler explaining his day.
We mix in different circles. Happy Dog. Anything else?
Well, Happy Dog's also been to
Oh,
McDonald's, and he knows you can't park there. He
Well, I
knows.
didn't.
He knows.
I didn't. But I'm still not gonna go for a while.
Alan is raging on behalf of you as well. He's not happy with the 50 quid. I hope
No.
he doesn't do anything. We should probably, just say, hey, just don't do
Do you know?
anything.
I've just
It's
thought
all
of where I
right.
can get that money back. What's that site that you send pictures to?
What are you talking about?
I can expose myself and send pictures in.
I'm not managing your OnlyFans, man. Please stop asking.
OnlyFans, that's it.
I'm not doing your
So
OnlyFans.
another way that businesses don't actually look after themselves very well. They don't actually exploit the things they could do to actually make more money for themselves. And that's a form of data mining, because in people's businesses, there's a load of opportunity, and it's within their customer base and their supplier base and basically everyone they know. So what you should be doing is look at the people you deal with and see what really matters to them. So maybe put on an event, maybe talk to them, just engage with people, because it's not just about selling your products. It's about getting to know people, engage with them, and seeing what people want. This is part of what I'm doing now, is to sort of put my money where my mouth is, to invite people into interviews, to get to know people, to talk to them. And I think you end up doing more business that way. Remember, one good customer, one good client is probably worth about 10 average ones. So you know what you should be looking for. So just go through your data. I mean, if you don't even have a database, get a database. There's ways of collecting information from your customers, whether you're online or whether you're the old way of talking to people day to day, or a bit of both. Get on the phone to people. In fact, I've got a studio audience. I'd just like to say something to someone. Anthony, you've been in business a long time. Do you agree with that?
I do.
That's all I wanted you for. Thank you very much. So, something the IOSS import one-stop shop. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. I said to Graham before that this is to do with exporting when you're selling goods on eBay or you're selling them online. That there's been so much turmoil, but the country's calming down. Things will calm down and things will go into a natural. It'll find its natural pathway. So don't worry if you're not that sure of these things. But just there's been quite a few clients asking me and talking to me about this problem with exporting when they're selling goods to other countries. And the basic rule of thumb now is before the 1st of July, you had a situation where if you were selling goods in Germany, you had to have a German VAT number. If you're selling in France, you had a French VAT number. So now what they're doing, you can have the one-stop shop, and as long as you register, you can do it online. It's a simple form. If you're not sure what to do, let me know. I'll talk you through it. But you can basically register, and you can just declare everything on a single monthly VAT return. As all the goods are, as long as you're not selling consignments out more than £135, you don't need to register for VAT in different countries. So if you want more information on that, because there's a few little rules to it, but most people, it's just a straightforward case of registering. So if you're selling goods to the public online, then through Amazon or wherever, then you can do this. And if you go to the post office, you just fill in a form there. So there's different ways of doing it, but all you need is a registration number. So IOSS, it's the what's called the import one-stop shop. So it's quite an easy thing to do.
And it's good. It's good.
It's good. It's working.
Because after Brexit, people were getting to put it in my terms, they were getting packages, some of which they'd ordered before Brexit, and the guy was like, 17 quid.
Yeah.
And
you've got to pay more VAT or duty at the point of receiving the goods. So people cancelling the order or sending it back.
I answer my door in my underwear, man. I'm not ready to be handing cash over to people at that point.
No.
I have a very particular vibe when I'm at home.
I don't know what to say to that.
We've had a question off Total Nutter, but what I'm going to do, mate, I'm not ignoring it.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down. We'll turn it into a segment for you next week, okay? Because
Okay.
it's a deep one that you can go into properly.
Oh, wow. So you mean I've got to do some research?
You're going to have some homework, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I am sorry about that. We've also got Colin in as well. Hello, Colin.
Hi, Colin again.
He normally just says hello right at the end.
Yeah.
He goes, good show that.
We're building up regular people here, aren't we? Are they real people? Or are you making it up?
They're good people. No, they're real. You can watch it.
So national insurance going up 1% possibly to pay for social healthcare. You don't like that, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I can't stand the whole system. You give them money your whole life, and then you hope and pray that they look after you when you're old enough.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, a lot of this money goes to pay for care homes, doesn't it? And even though we are paying for this,
it doesn't. No, that's the problem.
No, it doesn't. And sometimes you have to sell your home. Your kids don't get any inheritance. It's not great. I mean, I would think that maybe. I don't think the government's ever going to be able to fund this. So I think it's one of those things that even though it's right that the government should pay, and yes, we do pay taxes and we do pay this, maybe we should be looking at some private insurance to cover us for in the eventuality of this happening. That might be an idea. I might look at it myself, although I might be dead by then, so that's the easier way. But, you know, what's going to happen to you, Graham, when you go into a care home?
I don't know, man. I'm praying that...
it's scary, isn't it?
Sorry, could I make a request, please?
Go on.
Please don't talk to Graham about this sort of thing.
It bothers him, doesn't it?
I'm going to hold with this for the next 3 or 4 hours now.
All right, so should we come away from that? I think the thing to take is to pay for increased, or should we say the same level of care in the social care.
I'll accept what I'm given because I've paid into the system, not through choice, but through a gun to my head.
There you go. So national insurance might go up 1% to pay for this, but the essence of this story here is that we've got to look at ways of looking after ourselves. You can't rely on the government or anyone else. And that comes down to mortgages as well, doesn't it? That because of COVID now, people are showing wage slips with reduced amounts, and that they were put down on COVID, weren't they? That they were furloughed, which means that mortgage companies are making it more difficult for self-employed people or directors to get mortgages. And I think that's awful, but it's always been like that. People that are self-employed and people that are directors have always had difficulty getting mortgages. I don't know what to say about that, except keep as good accounts as you possibly can, because there's no accountant certificates anymore that will just say, yeah, you earned enough. You've got to prove it now. And a lot of building societies ask for the amount of tax that you pay, the certificates.
I can't get a phone contract at the moment, mate. No one takes feet pick seller seriously.
I don't know what that means.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But it's a shame that, you know, because people work, probably self-employed people take a lot more risk and work a lot harder, and they're probably more likely to pay the debts off, because even if things go bad for them, it's only short term and they come down and they start again.
I love when you do that noise, right? Because I know that that's just a noise you make, but it sounds so much like you just don't care about anything that's going around.
I do care.
No, I know what it means.
I'm just running out of breath, and I think it's quite sad. I think it's terrible, because I've been in that position. I couldn't get a mortgage just because I was self-employed. You know, I've got people in this room that have been in that position where there's been multi-million-pound deals and they just can't get them because they haven't got silly things like accounts and proof of income, stuff like that. You know, I don't understand it. I'd lend it to
Can I just catch up on some of the comments before we carry on? Mr. Gilsey had a wisdom tooth out today, so he's got a couple of days on his butt. He got home and watched
proving that wisdom will not get you the mortgage.
Happy Dog reckons I can't get a phone contract because of my brain. Because of my bail conditions. Bail.
Graham, can you not read these out? Let's just get on with them.
All right. We were talking. Sorry, guys. Don't bother.
Give me a business question. You know.
Well, this is what they're writing.
Well, brain dead. Prison.
Right. You wanted this.
I wanted
now you've got
nothing
it.
of this. I just want a nice, clean, entertaining business show that's informative, and you know, I'm likeable, and I don't have to be horrible to anyone unless I actually know them. So we've got NH Steph. Oh God, I'm losing it.
Oh, the shoe's on the other foot now,
Staff,
isn't it?
you were going on about a 3% pay rise.
Yes, surprise 3%.
I thought that's a nice gesture, but the business take, where we're looking at that, is that when you're in a business, you work in the private sector, as long as it's not a massive, well, yeah, any company, you've got the opportunity. You should look at a job, and your employees, you should put this into your employees, that they're now in an arena where they can earn good money and do well. The only thing is that they've got to show some effort. Ask not what we can do for you, ask what you can do for us. And then if it works and we see that you're getting good results, we will pay you more money. And so you can dictate your own money. So a job is entering an arena to make more money. You're only given the basics. You shouldn't have to have the government or your boss to based on the kindness of their heart to give you what you might deserve, you might not deserve. But the government sector is not the same, is it? Because they don't really have the same opportunity to climb the ladder and do things that will earn money. So they've got to be paid right. But my thought on that is that if you're good enough to earn more money, why not go do it yourself? Especially the medical sector. I think there's such massive demands. If I was a nurse, I'd have set up my own consultancy ages ago. If I was in the medically trained in any way.
My partner works for the NHS, and she's very, very typical in that I've been begging her to go move to Amazon.
Yeah.
Like her pay would double overnight if she moved to Amazon. She wouldn't even have to be a hands-on engineer.
No.
But the reason the NHS survives is people have that.
They're quite altruistic, aren't they?
Yeah, it's that emotional
They care
connection.
about what they're doing. Yeah, I'm a Jewish accountant. It doesn't work. Sorry, I'm just saying. But yeah,
it's a shame though. But did you see
they should be rewarded? I mean, a 3% raise. What is that in real terms?
Well, unfortunately, inflation's predicted at 3.7. So in real terms, it's actually a little bit of a drop.
Yeah.
But the unions wanted 15%.
Well, I think all these things deflect from real issues, like the 1% increase. People are up in arms about, or there will be even more. But in reality, there's far more. There's far worse things that are going on, like minimum pay. There's a social side of it for businesses. It's another burden far more than a 1% increase in national insurance. There's petrol, there's cigarettes, there's drink, there's all sorts of massive big taxes that really are a lot more onerous than a 1% increase in national insurance that amounts to a couple of quid a year for most people. So, I mean, do you know, we were talking about the furlough before as well, and the government are in so much debt, it's cost them all. But you've got to remember, if you pay somebody, whether they work or not, you pay them £1,000, that money goes back into the community, it goes back into society, because they go out, they buy food, they buy goods, they pay for things, and on each level of spend there's an element of VAT and tax that goes back to the government. So even though the government has paid out hundreds of millions of pounds in furlough, they've probably had it all back now.
Disgusting, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. If it goes out the country, that's different. But then there's a lot of money coming into the country as well. Money's not what people think it is. And on one of our up-and-coming workshops, we're going to discuss what money really is. So do go online and book one of our event sessions. So do have a good time with that, and we can talk about things properly. What else have you got here? You've got a tax on sugar and salt.
Yeah, more intervention.
Yeah.
Hey, nanny government and all that.
Do you think there's anything wrong with a nanny government?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Look at, not you, because you're very slim and you're very fit, but look at most of the rest of us. We're overweight. We're out of condition. We've got heart problems. We've got everything else. We clearly can't regulate ourselves. Yeah. No. Just.
Well, that's the price of freedom, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't have to be.
The sugar tax doesn't help.
Well, if you get rid of sugar, and it's a step in the right direction. It's at least they've acknowledged that there's a problem and we have to do something about it.
That's what it's a step towards.
100%.
You like that?
No, I don't. You're the fascist.
Well, look, as long as you've got a nice telly, nice car, nice house, go out and have reasonably nice food. And
you can't have it though, because there's no sugar or salt.
Yeah, but let's take it out of our diet, and we won't feel.
You can, because you wadded.
I'm not what.
Well, little people like me with this sugar and salt tax.
If you worked a bit harder,
that's my three meals a year.
Took your fiscal responsibilities sensible and responsibly, and you'd be fine. You want to do things like sit around all day, telling people how to do things.
Well, do you know, I think it's very important. I think this is very important. I'm glad that you already are setting the example of not eating too much in the way of sugar.
But this is it. This is it. Let it get regulated. Let somebody else take the responsibility for me.
Sugar-free biscuits.
Yeah, this is why
Salt-free crisps.
You're on the side of this because you want everyone to be us and happy because you've had all this banned from your life, haven't you? So you saw this tax and you were like, great.
I just think...
They can all be miserable.
No, I was trying to say that I think that other people in the government should take responsibility for me and make me healthier and happier and wiser.
Stephen.
Yes.
You will, without salt and sugar, I know you. I know you quite well. You will not be any fucking happier. You'll be abject. But you know... I've seen you when you've been on the salad for a day. You're practically suicidal.
Anyway,
I've just grasped you up big time. I am sorry.
It's not a lot. It's only taxing the ingredient. It's not the whole Mars bar, is it? So it's
no, it's a nice bit. Yes.
Let's move on from that because it's only a little bit of tax, and I agree with it. Vaccine passports to pubs and large events. What do you think? I think you should do, I said it the other week, that you should do what your customers are happy with. So if your customers feel safer by having these vaccine passports, then have it. I mean, you've got the phone. Go on, I'll have a chip.
This is the problem.
I'm no problem having a chip, and I'll just walk in to any event, and they can go scan it and buzzes if I've not done what they do, and I go and do it, and who cares?
Well, do you know what though?
Coerce young people into getting jabbed. Well,
because it's going to be
my daughter
mandatory.
to have the jabs.
It's going to be mandatory.
Okay, well, there's other people but you. So if you don't want the jab, have you had the jabs? Have you had any vaccine? Are you going to?
No, because of this. I'm not having it until this stuff's cleared up. Until it's an absolute, complete choice, I'm not touching it.
Hayden, are you having the jab? Are you having the jab, Hayden?
Yeah, I'm having mine and Graham's.
Yeah, he's having mine.
Well, there you go. Anthony, have you had yours?
They can't tell the difference between gammons.
Mr. Biscuit Vapes, have you had your jab? You've had 4.
No.
2.
Oh,
loser.
my God. You know what? This was a stunning last segment.
What did so and young people, you don't want them having the jab. I mean, how much substance abuse goes on with them anyway?
Can I just point out, Stephen, I think it's only fair to point out, I'm not having this until it's done. He's not been asked.
Have you not been
offered?
Have you not? Are you under 18?
Yeah, that's how I get away with it all.
Oh no,
I've been under 18 legally for 34 years.
If we live in a society,
enough.
just be grateful. I don't know how to get people to take it. Start off by saying we're going to charge you for it, and then suddenly give them a few weeks of reprieve. If you have it this time, then you won't get charged, and you still have them rushing to the stand. Is that the normal thing that goes on?
If you really want people to take it, Stephen, tell them they're not.
They can't have it. Yes, they can't have it. It's only for the elite. Yeah. Quote of the day, because we're sadly coming to the end of the show, so now we've got to suffer through Graham's quote of the day.
Here we go.
So we've got Henry Ford.
Yes, and he said, a business that makes nothing but money is a poor business.
I'll settle for that. I will. I'll have a poor business that makes plenty of money over a social enterprise that makes fuck all any day of the week. And I hope you all think that way as well. And I want to thank... I was going to thank him.
Wasn't Henry Ford a capitalist Nazi?
Absolutely. Wasn't he having an affair with his daughter-in-law as well?
Do you know what? Ooh. I put that in there as a little... I wanted to have a little chat with you about how lovely it is that you've fun this studio and you've made me and Aidan so happy.
I'm not happy.
I don't want to make you happy. No,
I'm not happy.
I'm just
remotely happy.
I'm not happy. I've got somewhere to go on a first, it's nice. That's about it, really. No one invites me any other days for anything.
What's this? Show invite, Daily Mail. What have you done here?
No, that was the thing.
You give me the wrong link.
No, I said don't read that. That's
why would you put it on my list? Show invite, and you give me a link to the dailymail.co.money small business article.
I saw a Daily Mail story that was an interesting person that's doing, what's it called where you rent a house or a room, but you do it like privately on the internet. What's it called? That website?
Tax dodge.
Airbnb.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's done Airbnb for disabled people.
Oh, that's a nice thing.
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. I saw it. I was like, I'll...
You see it as a nice thought. I see it as a good niche.
Yeah, no. Excuse me, I thought it was a good niche and a good
Because
interview.
then maybe you can do to airlines that can cater for them.
I've written show invite because I'm going to invite her onto the show.
Right.
And I'm going to tell her.
Oh, it's your notes, but you put them on my notes.
Yeah, because it was.
You just say you cocked up.
I don't.
Just say
No.
you cocked up.
And then I told you.
Just admit it.
I've no.
Whatever you write on that piece of paper, he'll either read it verbatim.
I said don't read
or throw
it.
away
I
without
said
reading
don't.
it.
There is nothing here that says don't read this.
No, I said it. I said it with my mouth.
Yeah, but he's never listened.
I said I've just seen a good story. I've just chucked it at the bottom of the notes so I can get to it tomorrow.
Can I tell
Don't read
people
it.
to go to the accountsdirect.co/tickets and book tickets? It doesn't cost you anything at the moment.
And you know,
And we've got a new lineup coming.
Twice it's in the notes.
Yeah, but I've said it now, so do come to the show. It'd be lovely to meet you.
The podcast.
The podcast. Oh, the podcast as well. Wherever you want to listen to this show or anything else, that's where we are. And if we're not, let us know and we'll make sure we are. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Good night.